So our crew members start the day by exiting the airlock. As mentioned, they'll then go to that work site that's quite close by. So Chris just goes around directly there. Jessica has to go up on a little bit of a longer path. The reason for that is to grab the foot restraint that she'll use for the day. So she'll go up to what we call our port CETA cart. She will get that foot restraint, and then she will meet Chris basically on the other side of that work site. The crew will set up the foot restraints, and then they'll remove the spare joint from its storage location. As I mentioned, that allows space for the Lee cluster, and we'll place that spare joint on a temporary stow location that you'll see up on the right of your screen here. That makes it accessible for later. Once that's done, the crew will get in position in those foot restraints that they've set up, and we will actually bring the robotic arm in to their workspace. So this is one of the things Jack and Sophie will be helping with from inside. You'll see that robotic arm is gonna pitch down so that the crew can access it. At this point, before we power it down, we'll have the crew confirm good access to all the fasteners that they need to use throughout the day. So what they're doing here is just using their tools to make sure they can get to all of those fasteners. Once that's done and we've powered the arm down, they can begin the disassembly. And so as I mentioned, the first thing they'll have to remove is that end effector plus 2 joints. There'll be an electrical fastener they'll undo, and then they'll undo 6 structural fasteners. That will allow them to remove that cluster from the arm. And once that's done, they will be moving it to its temporary stow location where we just took the spare joint off of. That whole cluster then stays there for the rest of the spacewalk, and so we make sure that it's fully in place and secured with the required number of fasteners to be in a good configuration to hang out there for a few hours while we work on the failed joint. So once that's in that configuration, the crew will head back to the arm. They'll remove the failed joint 5, and one of the crew members will temporarily put that attached to themselves, kind of out of the way. They'll then grab the new joint that we had temporarily stowed and reinstall that. So this puts our new spare joint in place of the previous joint 5. We'll get the failed joint out of the way, and then the crew will go back to working on that Lee cluster, where they will be removing it from its temporary stow location and then getting it back on the robotic arm. As you can see, I mentioned the crew members do get in and out of those foot restraints. It's one work site, but you still have to make sure you can reach everything, and so they'll be in and out of those foot restraints and also changing the positions as needed. So they'll remove that Lee cluster from its temp stow location. They will then get back in position to rotate it and get it back onto the robotic arm. And their last major task for the day before they clean up is shown right here, where they reinstall that cluster onto the robotic arm. They will re-engage all of the structural fasteners as well as the electrical connectors. And in that configuration, we'll be ready for Jack and Sophie to work with the ground. We'll power up the arm and make sure that we have an electrical connection to the entire arm. While we're doing that, Chris and Jessica will head back to the airlock. We won't be moving the arm before they come inside, but we will verify that we have good electrical connectors.